me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but I'm Dre Mack? Came into the game just to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. They got me by the Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I run no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my bar's mine. My tracks flame like a dilute. I order blood on my tongue. Thinking it's a warm blue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist but you smell me. One spark and I bet you I'ma blow up. They put my name around. Get stupid then you go dumb. No rest for the weary. A versus thinking in his man, but you can't see me. You rather drink, they gon' pull up, but jerk a knife through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, come me brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I pour all the planks, you Decepticons. Straight rappers to retreat like Cobra. 80s they be floating like up in the storage and I'm He-Man. Up, down, down, then I'm cheap. You a beast, man. I take a beat in. Ninja Turtle rap, Turtle Clans get defeated. Hop in the ride, you can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a guy bomb. Bad attitude like a rocket, my whole to the A, and I bet you can stop us. LL bad when I go and show up. You can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. To get that honey sauce on me, I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
This is a test. This station is conducting.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? This your man Dre Mack coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mack Show. 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. And if you're on the West Coast right now, go ahead and get up, because you already know that the early bird gets the worm. And on today, I'm going to do a reaction to Emergency Awesome. I guess they posted the X-Men 97 trailer during New York Comic-Con, I believe, or whatever this footage is. I want to go over this footage. I want to go over what they're talking about with X-Men 97. I believe it's Apocalypse versus the Marvel Universe. We already know what Black Panther ain't going to be in that universe. So, but I want to go over it with you guys. So, and plus whatever else comes up. So hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gant over at the Heavy Gant channel. But you already know how I do. The real question is,
Say why you hating on my energy? Say why you hating on my energy? I don't think you wanna be my enemy.
All right. Let me see who is all in the house. And we're going to get this thing started. Robin D, good morning, good morning, good morning. Marley Mart is up here. Good morning, good morning. Sharita's up here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Excuse me, Xavier Phoenix. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Erica D, aka She Loves Fantasy, is up here. Good morning. Krisha Key is up here. I'm about to get this right one day. What's up? What's up? Justice Note is up here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Calico is up here. Good morning, good morning. Savage Cabbage is up here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Uh Junior Network is up here. Good morning, good morning. Miss Roberta, the church auntie, is up here. Good morning. Um, did it have a if it has a trailer, send it to me on IG. So I can be able to pull it up if it has a trailer. Tina, aka Minty Gaza, good morning, good morning, good morning. Q is not a robot. Good morning, good morning. American Niji Girl, good morning, good morning, good morning. Damon is up here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It says good to be back. All right, let's go. Let's freaking go. All right, before we do all of that, let me go in. Probably need to update this now. Probably should have It's hard to update this stuff every month, and when it's hard to even get all the names. The way that YouTube sets it up, it's like a PDF file, and it sucks to try to get all those names on the way that they have it set up, because it will have your name in your actual real name or whatever your code name is in on YouTube. It's the name that you have, and then you have a channel like at name. It's wild. But anyway, let me shout out you magnificent people, because you guys be doing an awesome job. So let's go. Let's get it going. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait. Whoa. Stop everything you're doing. Go and hit that like button. I know this is probably your first time watching, and you probably enjoying everything. Stop fucking on the channel and go and hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos or one of my morning live streams. And for only $2.99 a month, you know you could be a part of the crew. And shout out to all my crew members that been holding it down for Dre Mack and the crew since the beginning. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program, now in service. Go. Bye. All right. And again, thank you so very much to all you magnificent crew members. I really appreciate you guys that, get up in the morning and hold it down. You subscribe to the channel. You join the channel for only $2.99 a month. I really appreciate you guys. Mika G is in the house. What's up, Mika G? Torian Rain Reloaded is up here. Good morning, Torian. Good morning. And then, of course, don't forget to smash that like button. All right. So we're going to do this. I want to do the X-Men one first, and then we're going to go to Everything Always, and then look at that trailer for Vision Quest and see what they're talking about. Judah Vision, what's going on? So let's just transition real quick. You already know how I do. I'm going to take a quick commercial break, but I'll be right back with more of the Dre Mack Show.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Now you can own one of the greatest gospel albums ever on the roadside, with only giant hits and legendary stars.
Biscuit. I know it's the truth about it. I love. Oh, how I love this biscuit. Oh, how I love this biscuit. It is the best biscuit.
This treasury is not sold in stores, and when you call the toll-free number now, you also get another entire album of all-time gospel favorites.
We now return to the Transformers.
All right. Oh, God. All All right, cool. Okay. I did see the emergency, the Everything Always video. So I've done reaction videos, seen him before. So I'll look at that one. What's up, Andre Ware? What's up? Just the time to taste the biscuit. Y'all loving the biscuits, boy. I guess it's the best biscuit I know, I guess. What up, Carol Black? What's up? And I was so close to doing this reaction video to somebody finally watching Stevie Knight Center reaction. But since I did that like 2 months ago, it didn't make any sense to I did my own reaction to it. So it didn't make any sense to me to do another reaction video to that. So because we all know what Stevie Knight is. So you know what I mean? Like, yeah. He said the trailer for The Running Man looks better. Oh, okay. Yes, I am feeling better today. Boycott Activision, what's up? You need to go and get your biscuits, man. Sharita's over there. She's a Southern girl. She over here cooking biscuits right now. You know, biscuits, sugar, grits, butter. Y'all thought I forgot. Oh man. So let me get to this X-Men 97 trailer. Give me just a second. Eric Shaw, what's up? Yeah, you haven't been in here for a while, Kiro, man. What's up? It's good to see you up in here. Yes, Sharita, sugar. And you gotta SUGA with the sugar. Or H at the end. Sugar. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was bad. That's why I said I already did it. I mean, Stevie Knight be really mad at my shirt right now. You know what I'm saying? And see, he want to come up here with this woke stuff. Wokey woke. Wokey woke. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, everybody has been going at, especially black conservative grifters right now. I mean, from Stevie Knight to Anton Daniels. Now I called out MT, but I called out MT out of love. I haven't seen anything that he said that that was on the grift. But I actually, being honest with you, stopped watching his content, because that disturbed me. This disturbed my spirit. You know what I mean? It disturbed my spirit. Because it's I understand the content that these guys make, especially when they're trying to point out what the modern woman is doing. Look at the modern woman. You know what I'm saying? And all of this and advocating for men. I understand wholeheartedly advocating for men. I understand that to a T. But when it comes to a point where you're just saying, you're repeating, like I said, right-wing talking points that disrespect black people and have no merit around black people, that's where I got a problem at. All right, Carol Black, I got you. So, you know what I mean? But I haven't heard anything since. So, but there's been a rise when Torian's been doing it. This guy named Jew, has been going hard at him, you know what I mean, in these videos. So there's a lot of them that's tired in seeing the grift. So, oh well, taste the biscuits. All right, let's get to this video. Let's react to it. Let's go.
Apocalypse. We gotta get the X-Men back to the 90s.
I wonder where anybody have a problem with him sounding like a strong black man. We got to get the X-Men back to the 90s ASAP, like they did with Mr. Terrific. I ain't forgot about that one either.
Cross the path. And the future.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. New York Comic Con weekend just happened recently. They dropped the X-Men 97 Season 2 trailer, one made online, so we'll break it all down because there is a lot of new footage and Easter eggs they introduced Most of this is based from like the next couple of eras in the comics. So they kind of pick and choose from a couple of different comic book runs that happened after the original 90s eras that they just adapted during season 1 in the previous X-Men the animated series arcs.
So are we going are we going Jim Lee X-Men, or are we going Claremont on that one? Let's see.
Now I finally have an excuse to use my Magneto helmet again. Of course, I will be doing all the episode videos when it does release next year. They said it's releasing summer 2026, which basically means June. That's when I would expect it, sometime like middle, maybe later in June if it gets delayed by a couple weeks. And the other really, really amazing news is they said that they were also working on getting season 4 and season 5 locked down. Like already renewed it for season 3, like they're in the middle.
I mean, so they just going, me personally, they should just bring it back totally as an animated series. These announcements like, oh, we're gonna have a season 3, we're gonna have a season 4. Just bring it back as an animated series and put it on Disney Plus. Don't, you know what I'm saying? And let's let it keep going.
Working in season 3, but they're already talking about doing season 5. So hopefully they'll at least do 5 seasons of this brand new revival of X-Men the animated series. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. Just starting at the beginning of the trailer. So the trailer starts in the style of the season 1 trailers, if you remember, where you're inside someone's real life 1990s era bedroom watching a CRT TV with a VCR player and VHS tapes from the original series playing, as if you're watching those original tapes, because they did release it on home video, but because it was the 90s when they were releasing it, they released it on VHS before they released it on DVD.
That's true. I do like they got the Spider-Man animated series, because I used to love both of them. I used to love Spider-Man the animated series.
Let me know in the comments if you actually owned the original VHS tapes they released for that. You could actually go out and buy those on eBay right now. Also, there's a little bit of paraphernalia and merch around the CRT TV too. This is actually an action figure that they released for the original animated series that you can also now still buy on eBay. Probably.
It's funny because, okay, so that was the you can't see it with my face, but the action figures, the Uncanny X-Men action figures that came out in the 90s, which was like, I think Starlin's X-Men. The crazy part is that I used to have the Wolverine that the claws pop out. That's they showing the one with the Colossus, but I had the ones with the claws popped up, and I had the Cyclops that had a little button on the back of his head. Their eyes would glow red, like his optic beam. So I think those are LJN toys too. That's a throwback.
Kind of expensive though. The actual picture over to the other side of the TV here is the one that they had during the season 1 promos. It's the picture from the Wolverine meme in the original animated series. Like it was part of an original actual episode that people just picked out and turned into a meme over years. So there are probably a lot of younger people that never saw the original episodes and just remember this from the meme, but it was from an actual episode. Hugh Jackman actually recreated this meme in real life for Dead Wolverine. Now, he didn't use the Cyclops picture for it. They used it for a different type of promo, but it was him still doing the meme. It wasn't in the actual movie. It was just for the promos, but it was.
I kind of wish they would have used the, I know that they were using this to promo it, so we didn't see the, I wish he would have went back and did it with the actual helmet. That would have been dope.
Still great. You also notice that they do the previously on X-Men, this time narrated by Wolverine, because that was a big trope of the original animated series, which they brought back for the X-Men 97 episodes. I was really happy about that.
Previously on X-Men.
Previously on X-Men.
Then
they should have still had Cyclops, but that's just my thing. Because it was Cyclops that did it, not Wolverine. They had Wolverine do it.
They start with the sound of someone putting in a VHS tape and the original logo clips of the original series playing from the animated series of the original Apocalypse arc, because Apocalypse is basically like the big guy during season 2. All across the timeline, the past, present, and future of Apocalypse based on different comic book runs is
dope.
Survival of the fittest and mutant supremacy. So Apocalypse is different from someone, say, like Magneto, who also believes in mutant supremacy, like Brotherhood of Mutants, Magneto.
How did they botch this? How literally did they botch this on the Fox X-Men? How? you damn near had well, at the end of the movie, you had all the comic accurate outfits or whatever. But how did you? Well, was that Apocalypse? It was X-Men Apocalypse. How did you box Apocalypse look and everything? And I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Since we were talking about John Campea yesterday, let me pitch something. Let me pitch this. Could you see Jonathan Majors come back as Apocalypse? Oh, buddy, they already have Robert Tight. Man. Oh my God, if they had Jonathan Majors come back as Apocalypse, if he was to come back, would you like to see that? Because, man, that'd be dope to me. That'd be dope. All right.
That was his whole thing during season 1, is that Apocalypse is so hardcore, he makes Magneto seem like an old softie. Apocalypse believes that only the strongest mutants should survive, so he has no problem killing weaker mutants, whereas Magneto would not like that. Like, he wants all mutants to survive. As the name implies, Apocalypse has no problems bringing about a mutant apocalypse, which you're kind of seeing happen across the timeline when we see him in the distant future with Cyclops and Jean Grey when they get stuck.
Is that the Apocalypse? Is like a face? But they did get stressed throughout time though. So
there. When they get stuck in the distant future at the end of season 1, they're basically seeing what happens to Earth if Apocalypse is not stopped in the present. But really, the big thing here with some of the clips from the end of season 1 are to set up Gambit's return. So that's why he ends on the line, so much death, because he's going to resurrect Gambit as his Horseman of Death like he does in the comics. There are a lot of theories that in present day, they're adapting the Blood of Apocalypse storyline, where he literally tries to use his blood to bring back help mutants. Also, when he calls the mutants of present day his children, that's because he's so ancient, he's one of the first mutants, depending on which comic book run you're reading. The series, X-Men 97, X-Men the Animated Series, presents him as the original mutant, though. So it's a Genghis Khan kind of situation where over the centuries, he just has so many offspring that his genetic material just slowly spreads by the events of present day. Even the X-Men have a little bit of genetic material that they share in common with Apocalypse. So technically, they are kind of his children, but like many, 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 many centuries removed.
And that's still kind of messed up that they don't introduce the deviants, the Eternals and the deviants in X-Men to explain the reason why they have an X gene in the first place. They never got into that in the original animated series. It's in the comics, but they never got into it in the original animated series. And I kind of wish they would at least I know this doesn't connect to anything, but at least connect the deviants and the Eternals in this story, so you can explain the difference between a mutant and a mutate. You know what I mean? So that makes more sense, especially if you're going to introduce Apocalypse as the original mutant. It just, to me, it'll make a ton of sense. EON, what's up? EON, what's up?
When you hear the maniacal laughter in the background after Apocalypse says that, that's Mr. Sinister, who at the end of season 1, Jean Grey basically used her Phoenix powers to rip all the genetic enhancements out of his body that he'd given to himself over the centuries. When they start the new season 2 footage, in the way that they got a couple costume changes during season 1 across different eras, like the 90s costumes, then they wore the original OG costumes for a little bit at the end of the season. They also changed costumes again, now to the Frank Quitely designed costumes in Grant Morrison's run. Usually what they do, though, is they adapt the versions of costumes for the comic book art that they are adapting for whatever part of the season. There's that same Bishop voiceover from the end of season 1 where he met with Forge and they talked about the X-Men being lost across the timeline for some reason, the past, present, and future, and started to try and figure out how to find them and rescue them, because both Forge and Bishop, longtime time travel-based characters in the canon of X-Men and X-Men 97. Then they jump back to the distant past to show Magneto and Professor X's team in the original version of Apocalypse before he'd become a villain. They see what might be Kang's base in the past. There are some Kang references later in the trailer. So,
are they going to do? Well, somebody said something about Kang coming back. Is this what? Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that Jonathan couldn't speak about this. I don't think they would use Jonathan Majors for it. I think that would have leaked. I just have a feeling scoopers and all of that stuff would have leaked that Jonathan Majors did voiceover, in the Kang the Conqueror storyline. Also, I just have this feeling, this is just me, I don't know Bo like that, but because Bo was so petty when it came to Marvel, I can see him spoiling that too. Just to stick it to Marvel. I ain't never coming back anyway. But then, Immortus wasn't the original show. But just think of Immortus being voiced by Jonathan Majors. You know what I mean? And Jonathan is the one who's playing that original playing that character now. But then it'll bring up, they're going to bring back Kang in live action, yada yada yada. And again, because of everything is done with, you can technically bring Kang back. You know what I'm saying? Even in animation form, everything's done now. So I don't know. I don't know, but I think that would be dope. You know what I mean? So
I don't know if they've changed the Kang storyline. I think that Kang was supposed to be a big character during the original version of season 2, but this was before Bo DeMeo, the original showrunner, got fired. And it's also before Jonathan Majors got fired as the live action version of Kang. So I don't know if they pulled back on their Kang storyline during season 2, but the whole idea is that Apocalypse gets most of his advanced technology in the distant past from both Kang and from the Celestials. So we'll see how much of that they write into season 2. Part of the idea is that Apocalypse himself isn't like an absolute genius in the distant past, like in ancient Egypt era, is that he found Kang's technology. That's why you see the Sphinx ship later in the trailer. That's Kang's ship that he brought from the distant future.
Again, how do you botch Kang so bad, yet a cartoon does it better? Not just this cartoon, Avengers did it. The Avengers cartoon did it. How do you fumble so badly? How do you? I don't get it. I don't, with all that advanced technology. I think that's why John Campea said what he said about the botch. You botched his character so bad, and it was right there. Everything was right there, and you botched him. You got the technology, you got this, you got that, and you just botched it. Trash.
His really advanced suit that he wears in present day and during the original animated series was given to him by the Celestials when he made a bargain with them. Celestials, I've come to bargain.
Allow me to answer your question. Here is the axis of time.
I'm trying to tell you, Jonathan Majors could do that. I'm trying to tell you, Jonathan Majors could be that if they bring I don't know. But if they ever was to rehire him and have him as Apocalypse, yeah, I can see him with the voice and everything.
Rogue then touches some advanced technology in the ancient past. Notice that Beast is very skeptical, like he has that weird look on his face, like, what is this doing here? This doesn't belong in ancient Egypt. You notice Nightcrawler is there with her. They've changed their suits, their costumes to cover themselves so they don't look so out of place in the ancient time period. There's a montage of everyone stuck in the past and the future. This looks like Professor X in the shirt that he was wearing at the end of season 1. Notice, though, that he is standing on his own 2 feet. That might be because he's having a vision, because I don't think his legs have been healed. He had all kinds of crazy visions during season 1 like this. Like he foresaw Gambit becoming the Horseman of Death back on Earth. So maybe in the past, he just foreseeing what's happening with the whole Apocalypse arc across the timeline. Like, we need to stop what's happening now, or else we will end up in this post-apocalyptic Apocalypse future. When you actually see this character approaching Kang's Sphinx ship, I can't quite tell who this is just because it's a little too blurry. Part of the idea in the comics is that Kang the Conqueror came from the Fantastic Four comics. He goes back to ancient Egypt to set himself up as a ruler over these people with the Sphinx ship to disguise himself as someone who should exist there, but should not, because technically it's advanced technology.
Again, how do you botch this? And again, yes, we talk about race swap characters and all of that, but Jonathan, I will give this. Jonathan brought this character to life so well you know, just the quirkiness of He Who Remains to Victor Timely, you know, all white character. Let's just be honest. And what's up, Pam? And let's be honest. They made look at the white dude back there with the black. Come on. Come on, man. Come on. Let's be real. They wouldn't have been there in real life. I'm sorry. And then even I'm sorry to tell you, for Babylon and Timbuktu actually tells the time frame of at the time frame of where the Fantastic Four went and met the Egyptians. It was just it was the ancient Sudanese, but they were oh God, man, I can't. The book is over there. But it would have been the ancient blacks. The whites did come into the fall of Egypt way later. I'm trying to tell you, it's well documented. White people that went into Egypt came all the way at the end of the dynasties at the fall of Egypt. Egypt wasn't even a powerhouse anymore. The Nubians. Thank you, Savage Cabbage. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? And so for them race swapping, I never had a problem with that. I never had a problem with that because that shouldn't have been there in the first place. But we're looking at the 60s comics, and they had to, you know, cater to their audience. So, yeah, I mean, you know, I can't be too. I'm not gonna, eat Stan Lee and Steve Ditko's lunch because of what they had to do in the 60s to make comics. But technically, that recast was right. That race swap was right. Because if you really know your history, white folks didn't come into the end of the Egyptian rule. The Nubians has already been gone. It was the fall of Egypt. That's why they, when they go and they pull mummies and this person had stringy hair, they were white or whatever. You got to look at what dynasty that they're pulling from. You know what I'm saying? And what era that was. Because if it was for a particular time period, if it was, BC, black. During Christ, blackity black. After Christ, there you go. Because, they don't like to be called this. They don't like to be called this, but the Berbers came down. The reason why they're called the Berbers, because it's another way for them to be called barbarians. The Berbers came down and settled in that land well after everything was said and done with. That's history. That's not me making something up. That's history. So that just give you that on that. So yeah, let's keep going. So again, that's the only race swap I totally agree with. Because of this. Look at my man in the back with the red. Man, if you don't take that off, get him out of here.
Richards and the Fantastic Four learn what he's done, go back to try and stop him from changing the past. He flees back to the future to make all the puns possible. But part of the idea is that when he tries to escape to the future, his Sphinx ship is left in the past, and Apocalypse just steps in like, ooh, this looks nice. I think I'll take this. Then they jump to the distant future in this post-apocalyptic apocalypse timeline. Notice how his tech has also evolved. He's constructed an advanced pyramid because, remember, he's from ancient Egypt. He grew up around the pyramids. This is basically his whole design vibe. But also he has this giant head built into the top of the pyramid as if he's watching everybody on the planet 24/7.
That's crazy.
There's a brief shot of Cyclops and Jean Grey with their son, Nathan, who hasn't yet become Cable. This is from the comics too, but Strife was also a bigger part of that storyline in the comics.
Oh my God, I had my Strife toy back in the day. Oh my God, I used to love them X-Men toys. But Cable and Strife, man, the comics, and D Stizzle knows those 90s comics with Strife, X-Men, and Cable, they were good. Now, did they oversaturate the market with those comics and you get them cheap? Yes. But Strife was that dude back in the day. Man, don't let me get started. Boy, I'm getting excited.
Well, I don't know if they're going to do Strife on the TV
that
show.
would be dope.
He is an evil clone of Cable.
Man,
we will see what they do with that. Then they probably have some of my favorite jokes and references in the actual trailer itself. Cable has a very on-the-nose reference about getting the X-Men back to the 90s, because that's literally what they're doing with the whole series. It's a revival of a 1990s animated series now in present day on Disney+.
That's right, D.
We're going
you're
back
correct.
to the 90s. Hey, remember the 90s? My other favorite joke reference for 90s in the trailer was the Laserdisc reference at the end of this. Don't worry, we'll get to that too, because apparently Lady Deathstrike, huge Laserdisc fan. If you didn't realize, though, in the actual context of the story, the present day of their time...
Sorry, he should be a little darker too. You know, we talk about Afro-Brazilian, you know, which I don't call him. He's a black Brazilian. And they got him a little too, I mean, you know... I mean, they did him even worse in New Mutants. And I'm a New Mutants fan. I got a lot of New Mutants comics, and they did him wrong.
Timeline in their X-Men universe, it is still the 1990s. At Marvel in real life, they call it the 90s universe, basically. It's part of the reason why they're able to use Spider-Man and Daredevil, like all these other characters get, like Doctor Strange. They can do pretty much whatever they want because it's set in an alternate universe where things in the 1990s, and it just looks vastly different from the MCU.
And we already discussed when X-Men 97 came out, what they did to T'Challa was scandalous. So, hold up. I wonder would Doom have will be in this series too. And but they probably don't want to mix this timeline with anything that the MCU is doing. I think they're going to actually keep this in the X-Men 97 universe, which makes it even worse what they did erasing T'Challa in this universe.
Then we see Storm in her new suit. Notice she's wearing the gloves. Wolverine does his pose based on the cover of issue number 1 of his first solo Wolverine comic book series. This was Chris Claremont and Frank Miller, probably the most famous Wolverine comic book cover. Hugh Jackman has done this pose in real life a couple times, once during the classic X-Men movie era, wearing his black costume, then again recently during Deadpool and Wolverine promos in present day. Marvel literally released a 2-hour Wolverine heavy breathing montage of him doing this pose over and over again. It was super weird and hilarious.
Pause. What are y'all on? Who again? All the stuff that they got to deal with, and they decided to bring out a Wolverine breathing heavy video. Y'all got other stuff to think about, not erotic fantasies, you freaks. But yeah, the Cyclops doesn't work anymore. I used to love I had Archangel. I didn't have Colossus though. Yeah, they got other stuff to think about, you freaks. But yeah, that Strife identity, man, just from Cable being set up in New Mutants 87. Well, actually, he was set up in 86, revealed in 87, went all through the great. I'm sorry to me. Now, D-Sizzle, you can check me and tell me I'm wrong, but I think that was the greatest era of writing when it came to X-Men, X-Force. I mean, X-Men, New Mutants, Excalibur, I think that was the best. I could be wrong. But I think that was the best to me, because then you still had the super team before everybody jumped ship and went and did their own thing in Image. My personal opinion. But you tell me what you think, because I know D-Sizzle knows his stuff, so.
Notice he has his adamantium back in his body, and he says he's back because the last time we saw him, Magneto had ripped all the adamantium out of his body. Now, he didn't kill him or anything like that. He has a healing factor. He's going to eventually heal that damage, but it messes him up big time for a while. A couple more big 90s technology references. Jubilee with her Sony Walkman. This is also the 90s title to remind you that this is the 90s, so cassette tapes are still common during this era, even though CDs has started to become a big deal.
Even though people don't know what that is.
Because we get the Laserdisc reference later. But Jubilee with the Walkman also reminds you of Star-Lord's Walkman. But the funny thing here is that Star-Lord's Walkman is actually an older model because it's from the 1980s. Jubilee's is a 1990s model. This person in the orange suit is Sunspot, who does finally have an actual suit. We see him using his actual powers later in the trailer while he's in his suit. Looks like they are...
I'm sorry, Sunspot shouldn't be the only time Sunspot is dark. I mean, stop playing. Oh, I didn't see the super chats come in. My bad. Q is not a robot. Thank you so very much for the $5 super chat. They can easily bring Jonathan Majors back, and Kane could say this is always the plan to give the idea of free will, but Kane comes back because Doom breaks Kane's matrix. That makes honestly, I'm gonna give you some props on that, because at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp and the Quantumania, remember, Scott Lang was questioning, did we win? Did we win? And he kept seeing everything green and purple, green and purple, green and purple. And he was questioning the reality that we was in. So technically, you're on to something that maybe even I know, what they're talking about as far as botching the character, but if it was done on purpose, you know what I'm saying, to create, this alternate timeline or this alternate universe or whatever I don't know what they'd do. I mean, I honestly, Q is not Q. We make up better stories right now than Marvel has done. So I don't know, but thank you so very much for the super chat. Let me hook you up real quick.
You are truly amazing. Thank you for your super chat.
Thank you so very much. Andre Ware, thank you so very much for the $5 super chat. I really hope the Fox X-Men are done after Secret Wars, especially Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Bring on the MCU X-Men, and they better get it right. They need to do something. They literally, I think Hugh Jackman just turned 57. So I hate to say it, but when Ryan Reynolds said they're going to do this till he's 90, I kind of got a feeling they might do it. Which is sad, dude. Which is sad. But thank you for the super chat. Let's go.
Thank you for your super chat.
Then they're gonna do a remix of Mac and Me. That's gonna be the new remake. Let's do all the old Alien movies. Mac and Me. Big Mage, what's up? All right, let's go.
At another party dancing, which they did multiple times during season 1. Wouldn't be Jubilee if she weren't trying to have a party somewhere. Then there's a really, really cool scene of Jean Grey working with Cyclops, making psionic Wolverine claws with her powers so that his eye blast reflects off of her claws and goes all over the place. This is all kinds of love triangle coded too. Like one of the long-standing tropes of X-Men stories is that it is a grand soap opera. Kevin Feige even referred to it as a soap opera. All these memes are going to make themselves during season 2. Like most of these moments reference a lot of the memes from the classic era.
Right.
Them using their powers together this way is also a way more sophisticated display of being able to combine their powers for greater effects, synergistic stacking effects. They started to get into this in the live action MCU movies, but they're not quite on this level in the live action movies yet. Maybe when we get to our new era of X-Men reboot movies in 2028 and beyond, like Marvel Phase 7 movies, then they'll eventually try to start working up to that.
Look at James Marsden. I'm not gonna lie, that actually puts a smile on my face because of James Marsden coming back in a classic X-Men uniform. I'm not gonna lie, that genuinely makes me happy because I always wanted to see that in the Fox era of their show. They gave me that tease with the kid at the end of Apocalypse. You gave me that I'm not gonna lie, I freaked out when I seen that. I literally got genuinely excited for them to not use those suits in the next movie. You know what I mean? To not even, they just reference not the theme song, no nothing. But if anybody remember the old X-Men games, they did it in the Ultimate Alliance games combining powers, but they did it in the X-Men games too. That was like those Marvel Ultimate Alliance video games. So they need to do that in the MCU. I think that would be dope.
You also notice that it seems like they're back in present day in their Frank Quietly suits by this time. So like they made it back from the distant future.
Exactly.
But then right after this, there's another scene of Nightcrawler still in the distant future in those episodes, fighting all these acolytes of Apocalypse with his teleportation powers. Then it seems like we go back to present day, and this is Omega Red.
You're a hater. You're being a hater. You're a hater, so shut it up.
He's fighting, but there's fire everywhere. This is
Capcom
Cable's
versus
metal
Street
arm
Fighters
that
right
seems like
there.
it forms out of the time stream maybe. Then we see full adult Cable in present day.
It really
Then
is
they finally show
Calico.
Colossus coming back in present day. Not really sure what he's been doing since the end of X-Men, the animated series, but he wasn't around during season 1, so they'll explain where
Damn, he
he's been
killed
in that
Omega
small
Red.
time jump.
Did y'all see him kill Omega Red with a tank? My man threw a tank at Omega Red and killed him. And this man should be in jail right now. You said Jim Lee on Uncanny changed the game for me. Late 80s, early 90s, X Factor, New Mutants, X Force, Excalibur, X-Men, Wolverine was fire. Thank you. That's when, again, I couldn't really get comics. It's funny. I couldn't get stuff. My cousin always got stuff. But so he would get a few things here and there, and I would read it. But with the X-Men animated series that did, I have friends at school that had this stuff. I used to freak out. I used to freak out reading that stuff. Like, this is dope. You said we are getting this and Wolverine next year. Yeah, I know, and I can't wait for the Wolverine game. You know, the game that people, the little kid called gay, gay Wolverine. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Maverick 77 Defender, what's up?
On a mutant who cannot be trusted.
Then there's a brand new character based on the Joss Whedon run. So this is Danger, who is from Astonishing X-Men, where basically the Danger Room becomes sentient. So they're literally fighting the Danger Room, who's trying to get revenge on the X-Men based on the idea that they had been keeping it prisoner for them, forced to act as their training device all these years. And one of the big controversies of this arc is that Professor X had learned that the Danger Room had become sentient long ago, but never told anybody about it. There are a lot of comic book fans that saw this and also pointed out that Emma Frost was big during this arc. She's going to be a bigger character in season 2, but I don't know how big she's going to be.
The leader of the
X-Men? Set that
X-Men?
up during season 1. Speaking of the devil, Professor X comes back in present day with Polaris. She's actually going to be voiced by Neve Campbell, who broke big in the 90s, like so many 90s.
I'm not going to lie. I love The Craft. And the sister from The Craft, I used to have a huge crush on her. A huge crush. When she came in, I forgot the name. What was the name? It wasn't not Sister. I forgot the name of the show with her and the other sister used to be on. Oh, I used to watch the show just for her. I was so Rachel True. Oh my God. Oh my Lord, in love with her. Half and half. Yes, I was in love with her. Oh my God, she's still fine. Oh,
these references here. She did big movies after the 90s, obviously, but the 90s was really when Neve Campbell first became a huge superstar.
Oh my goodness.
There are a lot of people that had questions about this when they said that Neve Campbell would be playing Polaris. People were confused if it was live action or animated. It's just for animation right now. We will see if she ever does a live action version of Polaris. Then there are a couple of brand new characters. This is Kid Omega. The reason why he's wearing a shirt with the Phoenix logo on it is because he's destined to eventually become the future host of the Phoenix Force. He's an Omega level telepath. The other one here is Penance in her Penance form. I don't know how crazy they're going to get with her backstory on the show, but her real name is Monet St. Croix. The Penance that you see here in red is just a second form that she manifests. She actually has a ton of powers: healing factor, flight, telepathy, telekinesis, life force fusion. When she fuses with other people, the combined forms have different powers. And when she's in her Penance form, like we see in the trailer here, while she's in this state, she has red diamond skin, think Emma Frost diamond form, telepathic resistance, which Emma Frost also has while she's in diamond form, razor claws, think Wolverine adamantium claws. And then later we see Archangel and Psylocke back. This is inside the X Mansion. This seems like the classic roster of...
They probably won't go that far, but X Factor, be it in there. Dope.
X Factor that we saw referenced during season 1. This is also Wolverine with the team because Wolverine was also with X Factor in the comics for a little while. Then there's another big moment here where you actually see Magneto with the Phoenix Force manifesting reflected in his eyes. So I think this is actually meant to be a big twist, and it's not Jean Grey Phoenix that he's seeing. It might be Kid Omega Phoenix. Like, that's the big twist. Otherwise, they would just show you Jean Grey in Phoenix form, as if they're treating it as a big twist, the way they do it in the trailer. Like, he's seen the Phoenix, but not the Phoenix that you expect. Then this, crazy. I believe, is meant to be Apocalypse as he appears in the distant future in that crazy looking pyramid from that post-apocalyptic timeline. based on the Nathan Summers Mother Ascani arc, and it shows him in various forms across the timeline. This is present day in this next one. Then this is the distant past in the last one. Then they show the season 2 logo, and it shows Wolverine, Sabretooth, Morph, and Lady Deathstrike working together, looking through a bunch of CD tapes, making a bunch more 90s tapes. Technology references.
CD tapes doesn't make sense. Stop it. That doesn't make sense. No such thing as CD tapes. That's two totally different things. CD and tapes. Did he forget his period? I mean, his comma so he could pause and say and tapes.
Digital video discs.
I prefer Laserdisc.
Like I said, apparently Lady Deathstrike, huge stan of Laserdisc. We'll hang with her next weekend and see what kind of stuff she has on Laserdisc. The other part of the joke here, too, is that she's making fun of DVDs, because during the 90s is when DVDs started to take off. Like, I don't think I got my first DVD till, like, 1999. Like, it was the very end of the 90s, because
I got mine, and I was working at Walmart, and I bought one. Everybody thought I was rich, so I had a DVD player. So I think my first DVD was Bad Boys. So my first, because I used to play it on my little surround sound system. Yeah, I thought I was the man, boy. You come on my house, you know what I'm saying? I got the whole setup, baby. Thanks, Walmart. I was in college before I started working at a casino. Great times.
They were very, very expensive when they first started.
I still got a few DVDs.
But one of the other deep cuts here is that some of the original X-Men movies with Hugh Jackman, the live-action movies, were released on Laserdisc, as were some of the X-Men cartoons and old Marvel comic book X-Men stuff. So there were some X-Men stuff that was released on Laserdisc.
Hilarious.
All the discs themselves are just dated discs on different mutants like Phantom X. Can't read all of them here, like Winter Soldier is on here, Silver Fox. There's a bunch of others, but the way the trailer is cropped, the people that recorded in the actual hall, like you just cut off a little bit of these names here. There's a lot going on here. Cannot wait to see episodes come back. And I'm so happy that they've already confirmed season 3, season 4, and basically season 5. Like, the ink isn't dry on season 5 yet. They're still signing the deals for it, but it sounds like they will do it. What'll probably happen is they'll drop a shiny HD version of this trailer next spring when Daredevil Born Again season 2 episodes are happening. There was a bunch of other footage, a bunch of other stuff that happened at New York Comic.
All right, and we're gonna get into the other one. The other trailer here in a second, but that was Emergency Awesome with the first look at the X-Men season 2 trailer. Of course, you already know that I'm covering X-Men season 2, so we're gonna get into the next one, but I gotta take a break real quick, and I'll be right back with more of the Dre Max Show. Where's it at? Let's go. Taste the biscuits.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Are you going down? Then you gotta know the best way to go. On the down low.
Damn, you banking like that? And you come over here with a biscuit meal, man?
Would you like to take a survey? No. Elevator go down the hall.
It's you! It's you!
Whoop they do?
We are talking about the same girl.
Okay, well, what do we do? Fight a duel or something?
Well, I don't know. Maybe,
Like this?
Slower. Bend over.
Studman, what's going on?
Darling, are you all right?
Studman, who was that woman?
That was Professor Haight, disguised as an ugly French lap dancer.
Ugly? She looked beautiful.
I suppose she might have been considered beautiful until you walked in the room.
Oh, Stedman, I've been dreaming of this moment. Come here.
Wild horses couldn't keep me away.
Invisible robots.
Invisible robots?
Beep, 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 beep. Look out!
We now return to the Transformers.
All right. Let's go to Everything Always. And this is the Marvel Studios New York Comic Con full panel. We didn't talk about this last night on Blurred AF. So let's talk about it today. Let's go.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka All Fires. Marvel Studios just hosted their Marvel television and animation panel at New York City Comic Con. It just ended, and we're going to do a full recap of everything they announced and showcased, mostly for the upcoming 2026 year. Now, because of the Entertainment Weekly article yesterday, we basically knew what was coming, and during this panel, the upcoming Wonder Man series that's now been moved from December to January, Daredevil Season 2, X-Men 97 Season 2, and your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2.
Before he goes any further, I did see a picture. I was going down YouTube, and I guess they have Wonder Man is going to be a commentary from the picture that they showed. And I think it was from like a Variety article, and it was like superhero fatigue. So I guess there's going to be commentary on superhero fatigue using Yahya Abdul-Mateen again. I'm not going to crap all over it. But from the synopsis, this is not what we need from that. To tell meta commentary and all of that, we're supposed to be building a cinematic universe. So I don't know. We're going to see what this stuff is, but anyway, I'm looking forward more towards X-Men 97 than I am Wonder Man.
But because it's Marvel, there were some surprises too we weren't expecting. We're going to get into it all and break down everything you missed and what they revealed about all these upcoming television and animation series. But first, I want to tell you guys about an opportunity to meet me, say hi, and check out my band. We just announced a brand new All Fires link in the description.
I'm not hating it, but I got to keep going.
The first reveal for Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2. It'll
surprisingly great show. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't going to do it. I didn't do it. I didn't cover Spider-Man, and I'm so mad that I didn't, because Neighborhood Spider-Man was surprisingly freaking phenomenal. The story with Tombstone and all of that, man, top. But again, the writer of Craig of the Creek did the show. Great, and I love Craig of the Creek. Like my kids could watch Craig of the Creek all day long, and I wouldn't stop because it's so much of a phenomenal show. And Neighborhood Spider-Man gave you that feeling if you ever watch Craig of the Creek. Look, I got to give them their props on that one. I just wanted to say that.
Be released coming in fall of 2026 on Disney Plus. And the other couple of reveals is that Daredevil would return and Venom would be a part of the show.
I would have too.
They then moved directly into X-Men 97. One of the first confirmations they said is that X-Men 97 will get officially a season 3. So this next season won't be the final season. There had been rumors they're going to extend it for years to come. We'll see about that. But for right now, they have greenlit it for season 3. They announced that. And then they also announced that season 2 of X-Men 97 would release in summer of 2026.
Okay, so we're going to be looking at next summer when I'll be covered that in the. I wonder what it's going to look like without Bo. I'm going to just be honest with you. What is it going to look like without Bo DeMayo, Bo DeMayo's input on this? Are we going to see a vast difference from season 1 to season 2? So that's some of the things that I noticed in season 1. Would those same things be there in season 2 with Bo DeMayo off? So
confirmed some characters for the second season that we might have already known, like Colossus, and showed us a look at Apocalypse in his full-on comic-accurate Apocalypse getup. Next up, they actually showed an exclusive trailer for Daredevil Season 2. This was another thing we were expecting. Some of the details from the trailer showed Karen and Matt kissing and dancing. Jessica Jones and Foggy both appeared in the trailer, confirming both of their appearances in Season 2 after months of speculation.
I'm sorry, but how can Foggy return before Luke Cage? This man dead. Can we get Luke Cage? If Jessica Jones is in there, you gotta do the Mayor of Harlem. Luke Cage. Is it the Mayor of Harlem? No. It's the Mayor of New York. What I forgot his run. Or was he the Kingpin of Harlem storyline? that they were trying to allude to at the end of season 2 of Luke Cage? Like, come on, man. Come on, dog. Come on, buddy.
Also showed Fisk doing some boxing. Charlie Cox and Kristen Ritter have now reunited on stage. So they actually brought Kristen Ritter out on stage, confirming that Jessica Jones is going to be a part of the series. Certainly looks like we are headed full on into Defenders. And while they've stopped short of confirming any of the other characters from the Defenders like Luke Cage, I'm sure we're probably going to be seeing some of them as well.
My boy Mike
they also
Coulter
announced that the release date for Daredevil Season 2 is only a short 5 or 6 months away, March 2026. They then showed the full trailer for Wonder Man. Yesterday was just a teaser trailer. They actually gave us the extended one. We'll do an Easter egg breakdown for that later at the channel. That's unless every other channel beats me to it, because I'm doing this video. Hey, sometimes that happens. In the meantime, they revealed that it's an 8-episode series that will start streaming on January 27th. So we're going to get Wonder Man right before we get Daredevil. It's going to be awesome. This Wonder Man trailer looks super, super meta. And I know in the past, sometimes when Marvel has gone for this aesthetic, it hasn't always landed. I've got really high hopes for this Wonder Man show, but the ultimately good news is that if you live on the East Coast, we don't have to stay up till 3 a.m. to watch it. They'll start airing the episodes at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. That means the watch parties are back, and hopefully they stay with that for Daredevil, because 3 a.m. is just way too late for my old butt.
I don't have time. I think I'm just at a point where I'm looking at an actor who could have played T'Challa, play a meta character in a television show. I'm sorry. What do I need to be hyped about this for? Like, I'm not. I got so much love for Yahya, and I don't blame Yahya. Yahya gotta pay the rent, gotta pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at that. Maybe and he's an actor. You got fun with characters and different things like that. I'm not mad at him. I'm mad at Marvel because I don't think we just have time for this. I just don't. And at the state of Marvel right now, you don't have time for meta commentary on the landscape of superheroes. You could do a documentary about that. You could do a podcast about that. Not an 8-episode series. My personal opinion, again, it could legitimately change my mind. Like I said, they did some Mephistoing and all of that. You could legitimately change my mind that this is all an alternate reality or something. I don't know. But right now, I ain't got time for this. I just don't. Maybe it's a little hyperbolic or whatever, but I just don't have time. Sorry. I don't have time for commentary where the landscape of your universe is in influx because of some decisions that was made. The firings of stuff like that has happened. So
they then surprisingly shared the first logo and a first look at the Vision Quest series coming up. Now, the logo itself actually had red and blue split off of the white, which is called Chromatic Aberration, a little play on the fact that he's now Spectral Vision. And one of the biggest takeaways from the first look was that James Spader is playing a human form of Ultron in Vision Quest. Now, this is huge, because there were a ton of leaks and rumors that talked about the series representing different AI programs that either Tony had created or that were parts of Vision in their human forms, played by the actors and actresses who actually voiced the characters. Now, while
I'm not going to lie, that's kind of, especially the way AI is, I'm sorry, that Sora, that's creepy. That Sora app that people are making Tupacs and, and all of them, I just seen Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers fall through a table on Monday Night Raw. I should not see that. That's creepy. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. So to kind of have that, like the AI thing, I think that might be kind of dope because I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling y'all this now. The way the AI is working right now, they're going to watch what I tell you. They're going to deep fake something. You're going to think it's for real, because it's going to be, AI has improved so much since when I did the Jonathan Majors trial, and I was trying to get like AI images because I didn't want to use the real images and how weird and wonky they look. I mean, you got people eating chicken and stuff like that now. They got babies talking and all of this. It's going to be so well done, you don't know it's AI, you think it's real. And that's how they're gonna fool a lot of people. Y'all gonna really think Christ is returning or something, and it's gonna be some AI, and people gonna be really freaking out, and it ain't real or something. I'm just saying that's too overboard for me. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, they go deep fake me. Tina, yeah. You know what I'm saying? They gonna have me me and Stevie Knight in the Royal Rumble or something.
We joked that's in order to save money on CGI. It actually got confirmed as a part of this trailer that Ultron, Friday, Edith, and even Dummy and Jarvis will all appear and have human forms. We're guessing that takes place inside of Vision's psyche as a part of his mental landscape. And that's another detail that was revealed in the first look, that White Vision has all of the memories of the original Vision, but struggles to connect with the emotions because he's not quite Vision anymore. And as was examined in that Ship of Theseus monologue between the two of them, he's basically like a simulacrum. He doesn't have some of the original basis of what made up Vision in the first place. That's going to be part of the series, hence the chromatic aberration on the logo as metaphor. Now, the next huge reveal is that we'll act.
I mean, I'm not opposed to Vision. I think Paul Bettany has done an amazing job, especially on WandaVision. WandaVision was amazing. Storytelling, everything, to only just crap all over her when we got to Multiverse of Madness. You know, everything that's set up for that. Yeah. And yes, the Martin Luther King stuff, being AI, I do not like that. I do not. I'm talking about do not like that at all. That disturbs me so much. I don't like it. Q is on a robot. Thank you so very much for the $10 super chat. Damn, Dre, yeah. He could have been playing Black Panther in a universe movie. Maybe plot twist. He is Black Panther, but Mephisto was manipulating things, and Yaya has to break free. Remember who you are. That sounds like too much like right. That sounds like too much. Then why would you have him as Wonder Man? I mean, it sounds like Stevie Knight over here with the biscuits.
You are truly amazing. Thank you for your
Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
It sounds like he tasting the honey sauce. But yeah, it sounds like too much like right. And I wish, but yeah. I'm not gonna lie though, the AI thing is creepy though. I'm not gonna lie, I do not like it. I'm starting to really not like it. If people just laughing and giggling with it, Yeah, there's Blue Marvel out there, there's Brother Voodoo, there's plenty of other characters, man, and you waste them on this. Just does not make sense to me. But again, man, I don't know. This is my initial feelings. It's not logic. I haven't watched the show. I'm not saying that I'm not going to watch it or cover it because I'm curious of what they're going to do with this, with this actor in this series. But 8 episodes of meta commentary on superhero fatigue is stupid to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just that premise does not capture me when I'm thinking about a superhero movie. No, it does not.
Actually be revisiting the Billy and Tommy Maximoff storyline that picked up with Agatha and ended at the end of that series, as it was announced who's officially playing Tommy Maximoff Speed in the upcoming Vision Quest. And unfortunately, I know I'm going to butcher this name. It's Rarid Malika. I definitely have no idea how to pronounce this. Sorry, guys. Definitely feel free to put a phonetic spelling in the comments. Now, all in all, I will say, first of all, we've got some major follow-up videos. We've got to talk about what's going on in the Wonder Man trailer and what was really revealed there, because there's a lot of stuff that was hidden. Also, what's going on with Daredevil Season 2, because the president of TV and animation, Brad Weinderbaum, in a different article, teased some very exciting crossover stuff. But in the meantime, I was seeing some quotes in response to this sort of panel in New York City Comic-Con with disappointment. First of all, this was never meant to be San Diego Comic-Con or Hall H, and we got major reveals from Kevin Feige back when the Thunderbolts were released at his sit-down at the Burbank Marvel HQ with all of the press. So there was never meant to be a huge presentation today, and I think some people were expecting Avengers Doomsday, basically because of the precedent they set for years where every new Marvel presentation was 5 to 10 new projects coming 5 or 6 years down the road. They're just not doing that anymore. They're using their announcements to showcase what's about to come. And I know it sort of makes for a different level of excitement when they're already talking about stuff that we know about, instead of showcasing, hey, we've got Nova coming in 3 years, or we've got Strange Academy. or even focusing on stuff like we've got a Solo Storm TV show coming in 2029. That stuff has other presentation places to go, like D23, their own show.
Wait a minute, a Storm solo series, like live action, or what is it, cartoon? What is he talking about? I want to know about the Storm show. Who you gonna play Storm? That's the question.
Showcase or San Diego Comic-Con Hall H. New York City Comic-Con and for a Marvel TV and animation panel was never meant to be that, and we were never ever expecting any sort of doomsday announcements. That's why when I saw all these comments online about disappointing, I just was like, get with it, guys. Like, what are you expecting? But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below. I certainly think all of the live action television shows that are coming have a lot more intrigue than, say, the schedule has had in the past. I think, honestly, Wonder Man, Daredevil Season 2, and Vision all have a lot of promise. But you let me know your thoughts down below. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff.
All right. Okay, so thank you, Everything Always and Emergency Awesome, for the coverage of those. Again, I'm not too keen on Wonder Man because I just don't think that there's no time for that. And I believe that is a waste of this man's talent. All this show is going to be is meta commentary. They tried that with She-Hulk. It failed miserably. So I don't know. But I don't know. All I know is the AI stuff is wild. It's New York Comic-Con. You know, they always say stuff for Hall H and San Diego Comic-Con or D23 and stuff like that. So I wasn't expecting this. But I mean, I'm kind of glad we got some of this, so we kind of know, what's going on.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
All right, gotta start wrapping this stuff up, man. What did you guys think about the X-Men 97 news? That was good. It was really good. Vision Quest. Thank you, Erica D, for sharing that video. I'm going to make sure to tag Everything Always in the video. But what did you guys think about this stuff? Let me know and put it in the comment section below. It kind of let me know what's going on. I gotta get up out of here because I gotta get some sleep. But again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe power, man. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Where's my outro at? Look, as you already know, I got to go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.